Is it just me or does Justin Gaethje's tattoo kind of look like an angry Ninja Turtle? It totally does. What's going on, everybody? My name is Mason from Cyclone MMA, coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be breaking down the Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje fight that's taking place at UFC 254 for the lightweight championship in the UFC. Real quick though, if you haven't, check out my interview with Sam Alvey because I had a really fun time talking with this dude. It's only like 5 minutes and he gives his own prediction on the fight. So if you're interested in seeing what a professional has to say, definitely check that out. There'll be a link in the description below. But without further ado, let's get right into this breakdown with some stats that don't matter at all, because when you're breaking down fights, you don't need stats, but I'm going to break it down. Really, like, we're going to talk about the striking first, but really, like, this is a no-brainer. You know, Justin Gaethje lands more shots per minute. He has a higher strike land percentage. He absorbs a lot more shots than Khabib, 8 compared to Khabib's 1 per minute. And his defense isn't as good. I don't think any of these stats surprise us. We kind of know how this fight's going. So in terms of the striking, Gaethje is better on the feet. This isn't surprising. But just because technically he's a better striker doesn't mean he's going to win the striking exchanges, because like when you look at the fight between Al Iaquinta and Khabib Nurmagomedov, a lot of people gave Khabib flack and said he wasn't a good striker after that fight. He won every minute of that fight. He dominated. Even on the feet, he was winning. Like, Al was landing shots, but Khabib wasn't bad. To say that Khabib was a bad striker when he stood toe-to-toe with Al Iaquinta and did really, really good is just really disrespectful to Al, in my opinion. I know Al took the fight on short notice, but he still did, like a good job fighting. I don't understand how you can say Khabib's a sloppy, like, on the feet because of this. And I understand, like, his striking isn't super technical. It doesn't look as pretty as striking like from Edson Barboza or Dan Hooker or someone like that, but his wrestling makes it so his striking is really good, and we saw that with the Conor McGregor fight. Conor McGregor really expected Khabib to go for a takedown in this little moment in round 3 of their fight, and instead he goes with an overhand right. Yes, Khabib doesn't see the punch land, but the reason he's able to land that punch is because he sets it up with the takedowns, and that's the thing about Khabib striking. The fear of the takedown from his opponent sets up those overhand punches and just creates really, really destructive shots on the ground. And then he can go ahead and take you down when you're wobbled. And we've seen this a lot throughout Khabib's career. Now, I think we know what we're going to get from Justin Gaethje, but we have seen a more calculated and strategic Justin Gaethje as of his last couple fights with, Edson Barboza and Tony Ferguson, and even with Donald Cerrone, despite that fight not lasting super long. Gaethje is a warrior. He goes out there, he throws a lot of punches, and he hasn't been getting hit as much lately. He's had better defense. So that against Khabib, I kind of want to see him go back to his roots a little bit. I kind of want to see him just going out and blazing him, just bull rushing him. And this might be controversial, but I think that that's the way to beat Khabib. And we saw it a little bit with Dustin Poirier versus Khabib. The moments where Poirier was moving forward and throwing punches, Khabib was on the back foot. And if he's on the back foot, he's not getting takedowns. Someone like Conor McGregor is very calculated in his striking, and he's a counter striker, and I feel like this style just doesn't work against Khabib. You can't be on the back foot at all, or else he's going to get you against the cage, and then he's just going to take you down. If your back's against the cage, you're screwed. And we might as well go into talking about the wrestling and grappling now. Gaethje was a college wrestler. I want to say he was like a Division I All-American wrestler in college. He doesn't go for takedowns. He hasn't attempted a takedown in the UFC as far as I know. He's only been taken down a couple times, and as far as I know, he's gotten right back up. I think Dustin Poirier took him down for a short amount of time. I forget who else took him down. It was either Eddie Alvarez or Michael Johnson, but he pops right back up. He's really good at scrambling. But Khabib is just a different beast when it comes to the wrestling. And the thing that everyone says, I just said it like a minute ago, but if you keep your back off the cage, Khabib won't take you down. We don't even know if this is true because he gets everyone to the cage. Khabib has a way of just implementing his game plan. You know exactly what he's going to do, yet he finds a way to do it every single time, and it's just frustrates his opponents. And you saw the look of Dustin Poirier in his corner when he fought Khabib. He just didn't know what to do. Like, Khabib is just an unsolved puzzle right now. And hopefully Gaethje and Trevor Whitman, for their sake, can figure it out and we can have a fun competitive fight here. But Gaethje, he's got to keep his back off the fence. I mean, and that doesn't mean he won't get taken down. Khabib is still a fantastic wrestler. Even in the middle of the cage, he can take him down. But Gaethje's got to work hard in the scrambles. He's got to work hard. He can't just accept that he's getting taken down. When he's on his back, he has to keep trying to get up, because the way he's going to win this fight isn't with his wrestling, it's with his striking. It's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be a really good test for Khabib, because Khabib's just this unstoppable force where he knows what he's going to do. His opponent knows what he's going to do, and he does it every single time. And meanwhile, Gaethje is this guy that's just super, super hard to take down. So it's kind of like the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Now, there are a lot of other factors going into this fight other than the striking and the wrestling and grappling. There's the durability factor, the cardio, the IQ, the game plan, and all of these, there's so much mystery behind them. The durability of Khabib, we don't know. He hasn't really been rocked in his career. There's people who say that Michael Johnson rocked him. I didn't really see that. I think maybe he stunned him slightly. I think Dustin Poirier probably landed the hardest shots against Khabib in his career. But it's just like Khabib took a few shots, backed up, did a little bit of running, and then just got right back on him and just, obviously got the rear naked choke on Dustin Poirier. So we really don't know what Khabib's durability is like, because he hasn't really faced a lot of adversity. He's never really bled in the octagon. As for Justin Gaethje's durability, he can take a lot of punishment. He's the guy that goes in there and he's either going to kill you or he's going to die. Not literally, but I mean, I think he probably would die in the octagon. The dude has crazy heart. As for the IQ, I think Khabib has a really high fight IQ that he doesn't get to implement because he has a very one-dimensional style. This doesn't mean that he can't do other things, but if it's not broken, then why try to fix it? As for Justin Gaethje, as of lately, he's looked so calculated, and I think that's a big part of that is due to his coach, and Trevor Whitman just seems to have a really, really good game plan every time he's been going in fights lately. And I'm really excited to see what he has for Khabib. Now, a big storyline going into this fight is how is Khabib going to do mentally with the passing of his father? That's something that we can't just say here. There's going to be people talking about it. It is one of the storylines, but no one knows how he's going to mourn the death of his father. No one knows how motivated he's going to be in this fight. But it could either help him, it could hurt him. This is obvious. I'm not stating anything new here. But it is part of the storyline, so I felt like I should mention it. As for my prediction, I think it's going to go one of two ways. Either Khabib's going to grind him out. He's going to do his thing. He's going to take Justin down every single round and just keep punishing him. Or Justin's going to be able to have his moments. I think he's going to get taken down. I think that's a given. He's going to have his back on the ground, and it's a matter of how many rounds that happens. If he can have 3 rounds where for the most part he's on his feet, I think he has a really, really, really good shot of winning this fight. But my final prediction is Khabib, and I think he's going to get it done in a decision. I think Justin's just too durable of a guy to get finished by Khabib. I could see him potentially getting choked or just finished on the ground, but I think Khabib's going to win this fight. I think if anyone in this 155 division is going to beat Khabib, it's going to be Justin. I think he has the right style to beat Khabib, but I just don't see anyone in this division beating Khabib. I think he has to go up in weight to get an L, and I think someone like Colby or Kamaru Usman could possibly beat him. But I think Khabib's just way too elite for this division, and he's just too strong, too good at wrestling, and too dominant. So I'm going to go with Khabib on this one. I'm rooting for Justin Gaethje. I would like to see some, revolving doors in the 155 division. I still love Khabib. Khabib's awesome. They're both great dudes. But I think we're going to get one of the most exciting Khabib fights that we've seen in recent years. I think it's going to be more competitive than the past ones, but overall, I think Khabib's going to get the job done. So what do you guys think? Let me know who you think is going to win in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time. And real quick, before you guys go, I'd like to thank Isaac.dpc and Josh_Hart. on Instagram for the birthday wishes that I got yesterday. That was super cool, you guys, and I really appreciate that. If you guys want to be updated, check out my Instagram. I post a lot of memes and just interesting MMA and UFC stuff on that page. So, yes, and I'll see you guys next time. We got some more breakdowns coming soon. Peace out.